All right, Prophetess Alicia. Now let's talk more about these Meliak realms, the spirit world. People call it the paranormal. People call it the invisible world. It is real and it's operating, even as I'm talking to you now. But what you see in the earth is a manifestation of what's going on in the spirit world. If you've seen a lot of chaos, destruction, death, and tragedy, there's a lot of demonic activity going on in the spirit world. And of course, if you see blessings, breakthroughs, deliverance, healing, God's presence showing up, his angels bringing intervention to you, blocking the hand of the enemy, cancel demonic works and assignment, that's when it's God and the angelic intervention is coming in. And those angels, those divine beings are at work as well. But guess what? As us human beings, we have access to either one. This is where we talk about the portals. We talk about, the channels. We talk about the realms. But there's a correct way and then there's the wrong way. If you're accessing God, you're not going to be using sages and brushes and talismans and amulets and alchemy and mortar and powder and chicken foots to access his power, because he's all powerful. All you have to do is pray, Pray. But praying means praying to seek him. Praying to die to yourself, your flesh. Getting rid of all your carnal habits, your bad habits, everything in your life. Then he imparts more of his glory in you, in his spirit and his knowledge, his wisdom. Everything that he is, he starts to slowly put it in your vessel. But then you go through a whole bunch of tests, trials, tribulations in order to access the heavenly portals. So there's some stipulations there with God. You got to do it in decency and order. Now, of course, there's those, they open up demonic portals and wormholes through the works of the flesh. Like, in Galatians 5. They use, chants. They use conjurings. They use spells. They use talismans. They use Ouija boards. They use different chants, different books of the dead, different books of chanting and releasing certain spirits, certain demons and entities in the earth. That is the illegal way. And some people are very powerful in the demonic realm, because just like God raises us up, the enemy raises up his peoples too. Thing is, there's a consequence to it. There's consequences to everything. The enemy don't tell you that you're going to go with him in the lake of fire and hell at the end. He does not tell you may not live long. He does not tell you that one particular day he just will take you in his realms and forever torture and damnation for you. Then you go to hell. That part. He don't tell you, the end result. Messing with his powers and his spells and his ways. But God tells you as you need to know. But he has an expected end. You're going to be blessed, abundantly supplied, healed, made whole, all that good stuff that Jesus came and died and rose from the dead for. The abundant life. John 10:10. Now, in the Meliak realms, we talk about, in my first book, we talk more about, Lucifer and his breaking away from God. Rebellion, in the heavens. The first war in the heavens. And this is what birthed all the spiritual warfare we have even now. This was the first war. Now, we've had continuous wars. You probably had continuous wars in your life and wonder why, when they're going to stop. Well, this was the first one. And, of course, this is when Lucifer birthed out his spirit world, netherworlds, his, his dark areas, his dark realms, and the, spirit world, Meliak realms. And, of course, in the particular first book here, we talk about one of the other spirits. I gave him a name, Presenta. He's really actually a demonic prince Leviathan. The demonic prince Leviathan, of course, he created his own, hierarchy of chaos in the demonic realms, and they separate. There is those who fell with Lucifer. They had some powerful ones that were just as powerful as Lucifer himself. They got in charge. They the generals. They're the ones in the Pentagon, the demonic Pentagon. They the ones, the Secretary of State. These are the ones that, give the orders to the little ones, the smaller ones, and then they create some too, if they need to. And they create hybrids, and I talk about that in my book as well. They'll create whatever spirit they need to create to wreak havoc in the earth. Whatever job it needs to do. Suck the lives out of people. It'll send a vampire if it needs to. Succubus, whatever spirit it needs to send out. He'll create it. He'll mix it up. He'll use whatever it needs to use to create chaos, destruction, kill, steal, and destroy. The mark of the beast of Babylon. That's him. But, You have to also remember in this particular world, we also have angels, we have angelic beings, we have, seraphims, you have, angels of all power and glory, angels of ranking that can protect, that can intervene, that can also deal with Lucifer and his friends with power and send them right back to where they are. This is why we have a constant war. And this is the first book of the constant war that we have in the spirit world. This is why it's called Chaos War. Get your copy at Amazon, of course. And so, you have to make sure and realize that we are always interacting in the spirit world. Not the spooky kind, not the ones like at haunted houses want to check out spirits, not visiting haunted museums. You asking for it. So I'm just telling you now, you asking for it when you do it like that. No, this is when we're all constantly interacting. Sometimes open portals happen in our family. That's why we got generational curses. That's why when you have sickness in your family, what's this happening in your family? Open portals to the enemy that has to be shut away and cut down. Also, we have, access to God when we know our ranking in God, our calling, our vocation, what he called us to do in the earth. That's it revealed, and that's when he reveals, his mysteries, his kingdoms, his power, his glory, his portals to access him so you can have more glory in you and you can operate gloriously in the earth and be abundantly supplied and blessed. Because that's the key thing about God. He wants us abundantly supplied and blessed. But in this particular spirit world, we have to realize that this is dealing with everything that is in the spirit world, from the entities, the imps, the means, the sprites, the fairies, everything you need, everything is in the spirit happening. Angels fighting demonic spirits, things like that, and how we have a part to play in creating heaven on earth. Thy will be done, thy kingdom on earth, releasing God to have dominion over the earth and subdue the enemy. Releasing the angels to fight on our behalf. Bring our blessings, bring our increase, because we're in the end times. So the harvest, we are supposed to collect our harvest. We're supposed to be collecting everything that's due to us. So if you're missing some stuff, this is your time to claim it now. So this was one of the first parts of the teachings on the spirit world. And we're going to talk more about, more about the other parts, the other spirits that was also discussed in this book as well. From shapeshifters to vampires to witches to gargoyles to you name it. We'll discuss those. And, this is to help you understand what's going on in your life. You may identify some of these spirits. But if you notice anything that's happening in the earth that's not of God, identify that spirit. This is how you understand the opponent and understand what's going on in the world. The more you understand about God, the more you understand about the spirit world, the more you can interact and handle it. And identify this is not of God and this is of God. So tune in to the next chapter, next installment on this teaching on Meliach realms and the world, the spirit world that we know. God bless you.